Hello? What? What is this voice coming out of your speakers? What is this video in your inbox? This can't be from Parker. That guy's gotta be dead, right? It's been so long, but no, I am actually here recording on my own channel. What? Yeah, that's crazy. I'm back. Um, so basically what we're going to be doing is going through all the battles of NPL Minors Season 1, and I will sort of explain everything as we go through them, and we'll sort of use this as a semi-update video, but also just being able to see the battles, and of course I will stop like doing update stuff and talking about stuff when like actual important parts of the battle are happening that I want to talk about, but mostly it's just going to be going through the battles because these battles have been so long ago, it's very hard for me to remember a lot of the plays that I made, so it's kind of better this way so I don't have to be sitting there like, why did I do that? I don't know. So yeah, yeah, let's just get right into the first battle. So, oh, I'm sorry, that is loud. That is very loud. Hold on, let me refresh. Music off. Yes. Okay. that was loud. Okay. Sorry. So yeah. Firstly, where have I been? Um, that's kind of a complex question. Like, there are so many reasons as to why I was gone. So, firstly, I'm gonna kind of spoil this battle here, but that's okay. So firstly, like, I lose this battle pretty badly, not gonna lie. This is like one of the top players in like Pokemon YouTuber stuff right now. This is Envy, and yeah, he played very well throughout the league, including against me. So yeah, and just after losing this battle, I had trouble like desiring to record, I guess. You know, I was still eventually like, oh, I'll get around to it, but it was just like my motivation was really down after losing this battle, and maybe a couple others we might see. I don't know. Yeah. Um, so that was kind of what caused it at first, and then right around the time that I was um, going to actually record stuff again, I got very, very sick. It's hard to explain. It's not a typical illness, um, and I don't really want to go into it too much, but yeah, um, that lasted for quite a while and impacted a lot of the things I did, in including recording. And just by the time that actually ended, like the season was almost over, and I just felt like there really wasn't a point in uh, like even trying to catch up at that point. You know, it was just better to let the season play out and do it sort of like I am now, where we just go through every single battle in just the replay on the fast mode, so you can kind of see what happened and happened throughout my season. And then once the season finished, and you know I was planning to get this, you know, all at once video recorded, I ended up just focusing a lot on something else that we'll kind of get into later in the video once we finish why I was gone, the why I was gone segment, I guess. So yeah, I focused on that, and I'll explain what that is later. And then after that, my mic broke, and this was around the time like a lot of the stuff around me was breaking. My phone broke. My computer did not break, but I did end up getting a new computer, so I have like all these new things around me, and I'm just like, what money did this come from exactly? So like, yeah, But yeah, I have like a new computer, a new headset, a new phone. The new phone actually didn't cost any money, but that doesn't matter. We're not going to go into that. Yeah, okay, that's the End versus Envy. As you can see, I got stomped pretty bad. Um, this next battle is against Ashley and the Detroit Pincers. I also need to refresh this one because, yeah, I was testing it to make sure everything was working properly, so that's why that was how it was. Should also switch sides, actually. That's a good idea. Okay. So yeah, that's the end of the like where I was segment. I finally had this new mic. So what I have been focusing on and why I haven't really recorded much for my own channel is that I've recently become an analyst for the NPL majors, which is very exciting. I've always loved analyzing things, as you can see from like my first videos with the GBA power rankings and stuff. Yeah, and I felt like I wanted to do more in this league that I've become a part of. Even though I'm in the minors league, I still feel like I have a big presence, I guess. I'm around a lot in the chat and stuff, so I wanted to get more involved as well. So yeah, and if you somehow, I don't understand how this would be possible, but if there is a way that you are here and you're not one of my buddies from the NPL, because I feel like that's what the channel is probably going to be consistent of mostly, because it's been dead for so long. Having it, I don't expect any people that aren't my friends to like still be watching, but if that is somehow the case and you do not know the NPL, definitely check out the main channel where I post some analyst videos there. So yeah, and of course it's not just me. There's a whole bunch of people that are probably much better than me as well, doing stuff. So yeah, check that out for sure. I will hopefully leave a link in the description as long as I remember. Yeah, okay, so that's basically well, actually no, I didn't say what positions I had as an analyst. I should do that. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I am a power ranker, I guess. Yeah, ranker, I guess, yeah. I'm a power ranker for the majors, and we've actually just finished recording the power rankings for week 5. I'm trying to record a lot of stuff tonight, and like I have to actually be up early in the morning, so I don't know why I chose tonight, but I just want to get this stuff out, I guess. Yeah, that's really fun. And then there's also a segment that I actually came up with myself, which was sets of the week. And so yeah, you'll see me returning to both those because, as I said earlier, my mic broke. So I've actually been out of commission for a while on those, and I'm finally coming back. So that's great. Okay, now to move on. The next little thing I want to talk about is what content I'm going to be bringing for this channel. Yes, that is the word I'm looking for. Basically, I want to be like primarily a PokeTuber, but I don't want to be limited to that, I guess. Pokemon is the main stuff I'm going to be putting out. There's something big happening Pokemon-wise coming soon. We'll get into that a little later. Right now I want to talk about other content that I'm going to be doing. And as you can see, I beat Ashley there. Let's move on to the next battle. This battle is actually one I might want to talk about. So yeah, I might put this new content segment on hold while we talk about some plays this battle. As you can see, I'm kind of getting wrecked by the Liepard. I'm getting 50-50s wrong with Pursuit, Sucker Punch shenanigans. Yeah, I brought Screen's Clefable, which really really helped this match. Yeah, it was really the best Clefable I think I could bring, and yeah, I did that well. And of course, losing to the Life Hard yet again, but luckily I get a burn. Yes, I still remember that. This battle is like etched into my memory. This is one. This is the battle. All right, that's for sure. Um, yeah. So nothing much really happening here. Just going for stealth rocks as the Mew comes in. Yeah, I know the Mew's in for a reason, so I don't want to stay in on it. I know it can do lots of different things. So if you brought it in on the Aggron, it can hurt the Aggron. You know, that's basically my thought process behind it. So as you can see, he's Sunny Day, which is very cool. I like pseudo predicted that. I like saw the possibility of it, and so of course I have Moonlight Clefable, which benefits from that. I have Chlorophyll Venusaur that I did actually bring. So yeah, that Hurricane Mist did not matter. Um, Also, this confusion did not matter because he went for soft boiled, so he would have just died next turn. This is what matters here. I lived the extreme speed and missed the hurricane. That was so huge. The Entei was such a big threat to my team, and that Specs hurricane would have OHKO'd it completely. And yeah, you'll see that definitely come into play. And then he gets a very crucial crit as well, because that would not have KO'd, and I could have gotten up my other screen as well. Here, actually, I need to explain in depth my thought process there, because I could have very easily just gone out into Latios and revenge killed this thing, but instead I decided to go into Aggron, which basically I knew that I could live anything he would go for, and I could retaliate with the Earthquake. And it had a very high chance to kill because I was invested in attack. And as you can see, it just barely did not kill. And you can see just like the odds were not ever in my favor this game. That's for sure. The miss, the crit, and the roll, just like every possible thing that could go bad went bad. I got some hacks in my favor, but none of it mattered. I'm sorry if you can hear that thunder in the background. Hopefully you can't. But yeah, that's basically what happened there. So yeah, he lives, and of course he's able to take me out next time. Oh wait, I didn't explain. Sorry, I got sidetracked by the hacks. I never explained why I went into Aggron over Latios. So I was thinking, Palm is a very good player. He had won all his games up to this point, and so I was assuming that he would bring Sucker Punch Nidoking. It just made the most sense in my mind, since I had Latios, and just I had like a somewhat fast team, like with, or not team, but like fast threats that could be threatening to him in Latios and Tornadus. So I thought having a priority, having a form of priority on Nidoking would be nice, especially since it's super effective against Latios. And I couldn't risk the Latios, so I decided that the roll that was in my favor was the best course of action. And of course you'll see here that he does not have Sucker Punch, and I could have gone into Latios. And as I said, just like the odds were not in my favor. I played the odds that he'd have Sucker Punch and that I'd get the roll, and neither of those were the case. So also, this Protect was something, because that stalled out my Reflect. He randomly had Protect on there for my Ambipom. Yes, that's what it was. And if he hadn't have had that, I think... Hold on. There was... What was I thinking? Okay, yes. If he hadn't have had that, he would have done very little damage to this Venusaur. Let's see, 70, 74, that would have been around 37, I think, right? 37% instead of 74? I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that an extreme speed and that 37% would not have OHKO'd. Maybe it would have. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that protect was also just unfortunate that he had that for a random member of my team that I didn't even really like that I drafted, and yeah, might not have mattered. Might have. I don't know. But yeah, the Neo King was on like 1%, so it would not have lived Stealth Rocks. And if I had lived that extreme speed plus return under Reflect, I would have won. So yeah. But yeah, as you can see, I didn't. So a lot of things did not go my way that battle, and it was unfortunate. But yeah, let's just move on to the next one. Okay. This battle I might also want to talk about. I'm sorry, I will get back to the stuff I was talking about earlier, I promise. So, this lead matchup, it was really, really bad for me. I did not have a switch in for this Tornadus, and so I decided to hope he would over predict or something. I don't know. This was kind of a bad play on my part because my initial plan going into this was going for Tailwind with Tornadus and sweeping the Crocodile. So yeah, it was just really bad on my part to lead with it and then not switch out when I knew he could have Focus Blast. And he did, and it hit, and it KO'd. So yeah, very bad start. But here is where it gets interesting. Yeah, and you'll see. So I go just straight for the Draco Meteor. I didn't want to go for any Psychic type moves since he had Hoopa and Skuntank, and that just drops the Skuntank. So now he brings in Hoopa, and I'm at -2, so I can't touch this thing. And once again, I don't have a switch in. So I think my best course of action here was to go slightly risky. Basically, I was at a very back foot in this game. You know, I didn't have a switch in. I was down the Mon that I wanted to sweep, and like just things were not looking good for me. So I had to do this play, and basically you'll kind of see what the play is, but basically it came down to whether he had Choice Banded Darmanitan. If he had Choice Banded Darmanitan, I just won the game here. Or no, if he did, hold on, sorry. If he did not have Choice Banded Darmanitan, I won the game. If he did have it, then it was very, very likely that he won the game from here. So basically, you'll see here that I go for Memento. So the idea behind this is to use it on something that would be able to hurt Clef, which is Hoopa's Gunk Shot. So now that Hoopa's Gunk Shot can't hurt Clef, he cannot switch in that Hoopa to use the Gunk Shot on. Because you see, I have Cosmic Power. So now he can't switch into that Hoopa. So now if he wants to switch this in and then switch back into the Hoopa, I'll be at +2, which means that he cannot do over half, meaning I can heal up. But if he had been able to switch into the Hoopa there, and he did like predict it correctly and switch in, then I would only be at +1. And at +1, the Gunk Shot could still do more than half, meaning that I would not be able to heal up that damage. So that's the idea, was using Memento on something that could hurt Clef. so we couldn't switch that in to Hurtclef. And I think that worked out really well. So now we have the Darmanitan. This is the only other thing on his team that could possibly do enough damage to where I can't heal it off. If he's choice banded, I just lost my Latios and Clefable for nothing, basically. Well, actually, maybe I could have, like, stalled him out for recoil. I don't really know the exact amount of damage. I know it was over half and, like, over my leftovers. But, yeah, I maybe could have stalled him out for, like, recoil or something. But, yeah, he is not choice banded. And so I'm able to set up another Cosmic Power and basically just win the game from here. So now that we'll just let that go as I talk about what I was saying earlier about content that I want to bring to this channel. So I did say that there's something big coming, and I will get to that. For now, the new content that I want to bring is Pokemon fan-made games. I have really fallen in love with those recently, and I actually fell in love with them a long time ago, but then my old computer could not actually run them. There was like this weird thing that just happened with some computers. I'm not really sure what it was, but it just made it completely unplayable. Like, it would not even load. So, yeah. And then the computer before that it did actually work on, and like that was around the time that I did fall in love with them with that computer. That was just a like very crappy laptop that yeah, just like would not have been able to record it at all. Like, there's no chance. So yeah, basically I've been without Pokemon fan-made games for a while now because of my previous computer that I've had for so long that wasn't able to play them. And so now I have this new computer and I can play them again. And so I really wanted to do Reborn for this channel, but you know, I've already played through a lot of Reborn, so I feel like it just wouldn't be as good when I know what's going to happen. But I am still actually playing Reborn because this is a new computer, so it's a new save and a lot has changed since I last played, so I am like replaying through it, but that's just on my own time, not recording anything. So the one I actually want to record is one that's based on Reborn, but it's different and I don't know everything that's going to happen about it. And we'll move on to the next battle here. This is probably one I won't really be talking about much, so I can just kind of keep talking here. Oops, I did it again. I need to play without music. Sorry. Okay, but yeah, I want to play Pokemon Rejuvenation for this channel. I will admit that I have played through a little bit past the first badge just to make sure that it was a good game and I enjoyed playing it, and it is, and I do. So yeah, I will know a little bit from like the beginning, but like there's 18 badges and 8 elites, like the Elite 8. So yeah, there's a ton of the game that I don't know. Like if I just know like what's before the first badge, then that's really not much. So yeah, I'm very excited to be bringing that to you guys. And also, I'm hoping to bring some Binding of Isaac content to you guys. For those of you who don't know, most of you actually probably don't, I am a huge Binding of Isaac nerd. I have over 460 hours, I want to say, maybe more. Yeah, I have a ton of hours in that game, and that's just Rebirth. I have like probably around 100 in the original. So yeah, I love that game to death, and I've just recently gotten the 1001%, which is like the best you could possibly do in that game. Whoa, that was some loud thunder. Hope you guys can't hear that, but you probably can because that was really loud. Um, okay. Um, yeah, I'm a huge Binding of Isaac Rebirth nerd, and I am just now, like, now that I've got 1001%, I want to keep the game fun for me, so I'm learning how to speedrun the game. I've kind of been interested in speedrunning that game for a while now, ever since I've seen like a lot of Twitch streamers do it, and I think I'm like alright for a beginner, and so I'm going to hopefully be entering a tournament. I have not actually submitted my application yet, but I will be doing that once I like check and make sure I can stream everything properly. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be entering a tournament for speedrunning for beginners, and yeah, once I do that, I can like upload the Twitch VODs or something. I'm not really sure how to do that, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Or maybe I can just like record at the same time. I really don't know. Anyways, yeah, Binding of Isaac is another thing I want to bring. Not even just speedrunning. Like, you know, there are other things I can do with Binding of Isaac. I can just play it. Like that's how good of a game it is. I can do whatever I want with it, and that's what I love. And boy, it is storming outside. I really hope you can't hear that. Yeah, so Binding of Isaac and Pokemon Rejuvenation, those are two things that you should hopefully be seeing soon. I'm hoping that I'm not putting too much on my plate here, being like an analyst in two positions for the majors and recording all this stuff. Now, the big thing I was talking about, as you know, this is the Minor Season 1 that you're watching right now, the entire season. So, upcoming is Minors Season 2. Yes, the draft for that has already happened, and I will be recording my draft analysis hopefully tonight with everything else that I'm recording. And wow, I constantly sack off my leads, don't I? Yeah, that's a consistent thing that I seem to do for some reason. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that is happening. So that will be the majority of my content, is the Minor Season 2. I'll be doing my draft analysis, there will be team builders, there will be actual battles, and, you know, Rejuvenation, sorry, and Binding of Isaac will just be like a kind of side thing. And then I'll also, of course, be doing analyst work for the NPL. So yeah, I have a lot on my plate, but I really enjoy like being back doing all this stuff on YouTube. It's really great. And yeah, so I think that's basically everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I kind of want to talk about my draft for Season 2, but I know I have to save that for the draft analysis video, so I'm sorry. I guess we'll just have to talk about actual Pokemon for the rest of these games. So on this game, I think Showdown actually got rid of all my EVs on Aggron because these things should be breaking his subs, and they aren't. So that's... Okay, sorry about that, guys. The storm actually cut out my power, and so, yeah, my computer turned off and stuff stopped working, of course. Oh, my volume is actually really low. Let me change that. I think that should work. Hopefully. Yeah, this is like so unprofessional. I am sorry. But one thing I did miss when I was talking, and I want to bring this up because this was actually one of my favorite moments in the entire season, was this Landers versus Clefable. I believe I had the Poison Resist Berry for Sludge Wave, and because of that, I stayed in. He over-predicts and goes for Earth Power, now that it really mattered, and I go for the Ice Beam and just take out... Oh wait, no, I did not have the poison resist berry. My bad. But I think I still EV'd myself to be able to live fairly easily, and so yeah, yeah. Still, I love the Ice Beam Clefable prep on my part. It really worked out so beautifully. It took out a huge threat to my team, and yeah. Yeah, so I guess we'll be talking about the actual games that are happening. Let's actually move up to where we were, because we had this thing Dragon Tail out. Here it is. And so, keep in mind, I find this funny. The only thing of mine that's died is the thing that died turn 1. Like, I don't know what it is with me in turn 1, but like, I seem to just like sag everything often. But yeah. And it's looking like I can get the 5-0 here if I play it correctly. So, let's see if I do. Yeah, I'm going to be tricking something here. Both are like fairly defensive mons, so neither of them really appreciate a choice scarf. Excuse me. Yeah, so he chooses to let his Vaporeon take that choice scarf. And I'm just trying to get the 5-0 here. Surprised he didn't go for the wish or something there, trying to preserve his Vaporeon. Now this is actually very interesting. I believe I brought Toxic onto Fable. Let's see, I would go for it this turn. Yes, I did. If I had not brought that, he actually had very good potential of being able to set up because of this right here. Skill swapping the Unaware away so the Calm Minds would work on the Clefable. That was very smart, very good prep on his part. Too bad it just doesn't matter at this point because there's nothing that he can really do against the Crocodile and against a lot of stuff basically. So the Crocodile is alright, I was choiced. So yeah. But the Crocodile is going to pick up that kill on Vaporeon, and now the only thing left is the Cresselia. I can just go back out into the Crocodile and go straight for the knockoff, and I will win this game 5-0, only losing one mon on turn 1. Very happy with that outcome because that was a very scary matchup for me, and I'm happy that it worked out. As well as it did. This is another very scary matchup for me. Stab has a very, very good team, as he also does in Season 2, I will say. And, yeah. So this battle is going to be an uphill climb, I feel, just from matchup alone and how scary the team is. I never really mentioned this, but my team, I actually really did not like. I got sniped a lot in the draft for Season 1, and I did not react well to those drafts. I did not pick appropriately. Did I say drafts? I meant snipes. I did not react well to those snipes, and yeah, I did not really pick appropriately. I will mention there, I actually EV'd my Tornadus to live a Gardevoir's Hyper Voice, and so yeah, that paid off. Anyways, yeah, my team was not really something I liked, as I kind of mentioned earlier with Ambipom. That was not something I really enjoyed having on my team. I think here's where you're going to start to notice some of my free agency trades. They might have been in there earlier, I really don't remember, but you see Hariyama here on the team. That was not originally on the team. I believe let's see, I also get Electros, yes, that is correct. I give away Ambipom and Magneton for those two, I think. There might have been another, I don't remember. Yeah. Let's see, I'm trying to find something to commentate about. let's see, Latios. I fell in love with this mon using it this season. It was just so much fun to use. It I think it was the most consistent mon throughout the season. I don't think it ever got more than 2 kills a week, but it still ended up in the MVP race. I believe it was 12 and 4 regular season and 12 and 5 in playoffs. Like including playoffs, I mean. So yeah, here he gets a double protect. Let's see, is it here? Or, yeah, that one, somewhere. And I actually misplay very hard by not healing up there. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. It was just like a horrible misplay on my part. And now I'm gonna have to try to kill this thing with one of 2 physical attackers. And I did not bring Zen Headbutt on my Latios. So this is kind of scary. If he gets that double protect there, he wins. But he did not, and he did not win. So yeah, that's that. At least I think he won there. Yes, I think so. I'm bad with that kind of stuff, but yeah, anyways, let's just move on to the next battle. Like, 2 very good battles in a row, and I kind of forgot to mention that from this battle onwards was where my sickness was, and I had, like, it's weird, because I had, like, a very rough start to the season, losing to MV and Palm, like, in that horrible battle. Not Palm's fault, of course. I keep calling him Palm. I'm sorry. His name is now Aberforth, so I should respect that. But yeah. Anyways, that was a rough start to the season, and then like after that rough start, I get really sick, and I'm just like, oh, this season's gonna be terrible. And you know, I didn't think I'd be able to battle properly with my sickness. I felt like I was just gonna make dumb plays, but you know, a win. I just keep winning even though I'm sick. It was actually really weird. And so let's see if that continues in this next battle here. Here I'm playing a very good friend, Andrew. Mew's the best. And so we'll see how this goes. So yeah, I stay in here because it was pretty obvious he was going for fake out first turn. I mean, there's really no reason not to, but he kind of got like in his own head, I guess, and was like, oh, he stayed in for a reason, so I gotta switch out. When really I didn't stay in for a reason, but like, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate the way that worked out, because if he had stayed in, I would have stayed in for a reason here on this turn, as you'll see. Yeah, I had counter Aggron, and that just doesn't work. And here is where I make the worst play of the entire season, I feel. Like, it... Okay, so I need to give a little backstory onto this battle. So I had just recently been to the doctor for my sickness, and I had to drink one of those barium shakes, and I was just feeling awful. Like, it just did not really agree with me, and so I also feel like I kind of rushed the prep on this one, which it really didn't make sense as to why. I think it was because I was winning so much. I felt like I was almost a lot for the playoffs, so I wasn't trying as hard, I guess. But honestly, I don't understand why I wouldn't have put a lot of prep into this, because this is a battle with a good friend, and I want it to be like a good, competitive, fun battle between us. And you know, it's kind of bad that I did that. But yeah, I go for Stealth Rocks on a Rapid Spinner that has a chance to burn me, and it did, and it spins, and it was just an awful play. The worst play I think I've ever made. And So you see he just spins that away for next turn, and I get a burn for no reason, which is fun. Not. Make a pretty good play here. Go for T-Bolt because it hit the Blastoise, but also hit the Skarmory if it wanted to come in, which it did. So yeah, it was a safe play, but also worked well. Yeah, and also a little bit more backstory. I did not know that Quiver Pass was legal in here. There's actually a lot of backstory to this game, and all of it is awful for my my part. So yeah, I did not know that he could Quiver Pass. I thought it would just be the Venomoth being able to Quiver Dance. I don't really know why I thought that, because there would really be no other reason to draft Venomoth, probably. I don't know. But yeah, Quiver Pass is allowed, and he is going to be able to pass this. And more backstory, I actually did have safety goggles on this Tornadus, and I took it off last minute, and this has not been the first time that a last minute change has severely hurt me. And so after this point, I decided I'm never going to make a last minute change again unless it like makes no sense to do it otherwise. Like if there was absolutely no reason for me to bring what I was bringing. And so yeah, just no more last minute changes for me. I gotta stick with my gut. Like that's something that I'm really gonna be doing a lot in season 2, is like sticking with what I made. That's a very big aspect. And so, see here that I'm asleep, he's able to get another Quiver Dance off, and he's going to be able to baton pass that into Rotom Heat. So I still have all 6 of my mons, but things are not looking good. I have a burned Aggron, a sleeping Tornadus, and a +2/+2/+2 Rotom in front of me. So I go for another Memento here. I believe this is Latios' 3rd death, and 2 of those have been to Memento. So that just shows how good Latios is. Like, it's killed itself more than it's gotten killed. Yeah. And so here I get kind of lucky. I get some very low rolls in my favor, so he is unable to kill, and I am able to kill with the close combat. But yeah, it really doesn't matter since he does have the Bullet Punch on the Metachamp and gets a flinch, so it really didn't matter because Moonblast would not have KO'd. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, this battle is basically over unless I can get like a ton of air slash flinches or something. Yeah, I'm able to kill the Blastoise, but he is able to get the Toxic off on me, which is very big. He sacks off the Venomoth, which was probably very smart because it was not doing anything else for him, and it was best not to let the other things take a hit. So Moltres goes down. My only chance is to get some flinches here, and I get one. And I didn't need another one because I could go for Hurricane. That's right. See, I forget these things. It's been so long. But yeah, it's not going to matter in the end because the combination of Fake Out plus Bullet Punch is going to be able to take me out. So yeah, I almost thought I won for a second because like the Hurricane or the Air Slash would have been super effective to the Metachamp, but then I remembered, oh yeah, he has like tons and tons of priority. So yeah, yeah, and I'm glad that I didn't win because I did not deserve to win that game. I played and prepped awfully. So yeah. Next up, we have a game versus Togevar, who took over for another team in the minors when the coach quit. So let's get into this game. As you can see, Electros making its appearance. Oh yeah, and I think Moltres was a free agent as well. I dropped Blaziken. Yes, that's right. Now, like, that's probably a weird free agent, because, like, you already have Tornadoes. Why do you need Moltres? I just did not like Blaziken. I don't really know how else to explain it. Like, yeah, Blaziken is good, like, in a lot of people's minds. I just didn't feel like I could use it right. And as you can see, I got kind of the same types as what I left. You know, I had the Magneton, I had the Blaziken, and I had the Ambipom. So, like, that's fire, fighting, electric, and then steel and normal. But that's, like, I already have a steel type, and normal isn't that important. But yeah, I got, like, the Electros for the electric type, I got the Moltres for the fire type, I got the Hariyama for the fighting type. So, you know, I just was kind of trading out things that I felt more comfortable using, that were, like, but basically the same types. Basically, I wanted, like, a whole bunch of different fire types, and, like, Blaziken was basically what was left, and I was like, okay, this is, like, the best option that's left, so I guess I'll get it. And I didn't really realize that I did not really enjoy the style of play that Blaziken uses, I guess. And so then, like, the next best choice was Moltres. Fletchinder was also an option. I just felt like it was too limited in what it could do. So, yeah. But yeah, flying spam is a thing, so I didn't feel like having two flying types with Hurricane was a huge deal. So, and it really wasn't. You know, I brought both of them to multiple matches, so yeah, it worked out, I think. So yeah, we'll kind of get to see a little bit of this battle that's happening here. Nothing much has really been happened to talk about yet, except this Gardevoir is Calm Mind, and that is scary because I did not prep very well for that. I did not prep very well for the Gardevoir at all, actually, because, spoiler alert, my Aggron does not have a Steel type move. Yeah, because I think Gardevoir was the only thing that really helped with, because, yeah, I mean, just look at the rest of his team, you know, Earthquake and Stone Edge really do a number to it, so, I felt like I didn't really need the Steel type, and, you know, I was wrong there, because of Gardevoir, and that was actually a very high roll on that, by the way. And earlier in the game, I kind of missed talking about it, but when he actually got that burn to begin with, I should not have stayed in. I should not have allowed my Electros to get burned. I didn't think it'd be a huge deal. I'm gonna pause it actually. I didn't think it'd be a huge deal because it was just like, oh, you know, a burn on a special attacker, what's the big deal? But, you know, I could have gone into Clefable, and that would have been the much better play because I needed my Electros to stay healthy because it was very good against a lot of his team, and so taking that scald damage and taking that burn was actually very huge. And you saw that I tried to wish up to, you know, pass to that, and it just wasn't able to work out as he got the high roll with the Heliolisk. And yeah, that was that on the Electros that was very important, and I wasn't really able to do anything with. Like in the mock I had of this game, Electros put in a ton of work, and I just wasn't able to do anything with it because I played badly. And yeah. So now you see the no steel type move really biting me in the butt here. And I get a miss here with the Stone Edge, which is unfortunate, but doesn't really mean anything in the end. So. Kill the Infernape, which is nice, but he's going to be able to come in and revenge kill me with a Heat Wave. So, now that Agron's out of the way, he is definitely going to feel more comfortable setting up with that carnivore, and that is going to ruin my life, basically, as you'll kind of see here. And this Tornado set was actually, it was kind of crazy. Let's just say I had Thrash on this Tornado set, yes. Basically, I was predicting Shaman to come, so I was going to switch this Assault Vest Tornadus in on Seed Flares, yes, and get the boost, and then when he tried to switch into Zapdos to stop the thing, I would go for Thrash, because that's the only move that could 2-hit KO as Zapdos at +2, and yeah, that was going to be so fun, but then he didn't even bring the Shaman, and I was just like, oh, darn. And yeah, as you can see, Carnivore kinda wrecks my life here, because I did not prep for it properly. Come on, finish me off. There we go. Okay, time to move on to the next one. So this next one is the final week of the season. I think we're actually skipping a week that did not actually happen because my opponent was not there to battle. So yeah, I got the forfeit victory there. And so this is the final week of the season, and it's just kind of like a for funsies match. Not much prep went into either side, and the play was not that great either on either side, to be honest. So yeah, like, because both of us had already locked in our positions for playoffs. I think Salem had a small chance of not getting in, but that did not happen. So yeah. Anyways, we'll just kind of see how this battle went. This is the first. Idiot. Play with music off. Thank you. And yeah, this is the first week I have brought Cryogonal, and I've had it all season. I just really did not like. I mean, it's not that I didn't like Cryogonal. It just it was always outclassed by something else that I was using. You know, like, there's never a reason to bring Cryogonal over, like, Latios or Clefable or Tornadus, although I didn't bring Tornadus this match, and I did bring Cryogonal, but that's just because of it being a for funsies match, and I wanted Cryogonal to get some time. But yeah, Cryogonal just does not have the move pool to be viable in Draft League, I feel. There's never really a reason to bring it over something else. So yeah, like, despite never using that member of the team, I still, like, and despite, like, not liking my team at all, too, I was still able to win a lot of my games and actually get to playoffs, which is crazy. I feel like I did not expect this to be a good season with my sickness and with the awful start I had, and the team I just did not really like. I just did not have a good feel for the season, and somehow it still worked out. As I said earlier, I have locked my position in for playoffs, and after this battle, we'll go into the first playoffs match. And as you can see, this battle is almost over. And okay, I do get the 5-0 victory over Salem. And Cryogonal is the only thing that dies, proving that it is worthless. Okay, going into the first playoff match. It is a rematch against Stab X4. And, I felt like I had a really tough time winning this matchup the first time. I had a really hard time coming up with new ideas to use. I felt like Choppleberry Crocodile was just the best possible thing I could have done for his team, which I used last time. I didn't really mention it, but that was actually a very important part of the battle where I KO'd the Thunderous because it couldn't kill me with a superpower, which I was expecting to be a Focus Blast, but, worked either way. But yeah. So this time I decide, okay, I've had Jellicent, but I've never used a Trick Room. I have Mega Aggron, I have Hariyama. Like, Trick Room is such a good option for my team, and I haven't used it once this season. So it's going to be very unexpected, and I think it can work wonders. So we'll see how that does. Why do I keep doing that? It's the bigger button. That's what it is. It's like the one that's calling out for you, and you need to hit the little one below it. It's weird. Okay. Sorry. So he gets the spikes up immediately, which is very big actually, because I don't have any hazard removal. Because I did not bring, I don't think I ever brought Defog on Latios. It was just too good of an attacker, like, and its speed and all that stuff is just too good to really give up for such a passive move. And so, like, Cryogonal is my Rapid Spinner, Latios is my Defogger. I don't think I ever got rid of hazards once this season, which is crazy. I mean, as I mentioned, I really did not like my team, and that was a huge part of it. And, yeah, hazard removal is usually such a huge thing, and I just didn't do it at all, and still ended up making it to the playoffs. That's just crazy. As you can see, the Crocodile actually goes down very early to what I think was a crit, and I didn't really look, and I don't really remember. But yeah. And that was like the thing that was so crucial last game, having that Choppleberry Crocodile to wall that Excadrill, and the Thunderous. So yeah, not off to a great start. He has 2 layers of spikes, and a big threat on my team is down. I am able to get the Arcanine down though, which is nice. And the Excadrill is at low health, so there's still a chance. I left that in actually. That's maybe a bad play? I don't know. But yeah. What am I doing? That's so bad. Okay. Yeah, okay. Kinda wasted Trick Room turns there, but whatever. Oh yeah, it's because he would outspeed, that's why I didn't go to Latios. Okay, that makes sense. I guess. I don't know. So I thought he might have like Ice Punch or something to deal with it. So yeah, that was why I made those plays. Yeah, things just not going too well. The Chestnut kind of just straight stopped my my Trick Room offense of Aggron and Hariyama, which makes sense because they're physical attackers trying to get through a physical wall, which is just not going to work. See this game start to come to a close here as he gets the 5-0 victory in playoffs. A good game to Stab, and I'm looking forward to our rematch in the Minor Season 2. And wow, the song ended at like a perfect time. Like right when the battle ended, the song ended. Now this new one started, and it's like ruining the mood. Whatever. Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of my Minors Season 1 battles. Stay tuned for Minors Season 2 draft analysis. I will get that up to you guys shortly. And stay tuned for all the new content that I plan on bringing to this channel. And week 1 of Minors Season 2, I will be facing Hunter and the Texan Trappers. So look forward to that. I have my team ready, but the battle has not yet happened. So I will be also recording my team builder at some point. That also needs to happen. Yeah, and I'm very excited for that battle. So yeah, and look forward to that. See you guys later.